What's going on, everyone? Steven here. Today I'm going to show you how to have infinite health in Borderlands 3. Now, if all you're interested in is the cheat, I have a download link in the description. Should work for until I guess they update the game, and even still, hopefully it'll persist. If not, then for the rest of the video, and for the more, I guess, experienced or interested people out there, I'll be showing you how to create this cheat yourself. So first and foremost, you need Cheat Engine. So I have a link down in the pinned comment showing you where to get Cheat Engine. So once you've got that installed and you open Borderlands 3 with it, now what we're going to do is here in the value type drop down, select float. And now what you want to do is search for your health number there. So I'm going to search for 87. And once that returns, I am going to go get shot, take some damage from this guy, so that the value changes. Oh, alright, well, that's a thing. At some point, I guess he'll shoot me. Okay, there we go. So now I'm down to 54, so I'm going to change that value there to 54, go next scan, and it's going to be one of these. We'll go back in here, see what happens. Alright, so it's going to be one of these three because I just took damage. Let's try the top one. I'll change it to 87, toggle this, come back in the game, and there we go. It went back up to 87, and I'm taking damage. Alright, so that's one way you could do it. Just lock your health to that. You could even set this up to something like 999 and keep it locked. But we want to create a cheat that's going to persist a little better than that. So put that back to 87. And now what I'm going to do is, actually I'll keep that toggled for now. I'm going to right click on this and find out what writes to the address. And we can see that there are these two instructions that are constantly writing to the address, but let's see what we get here. Alright, so once we actually get shot and take damage, we see this instruction writes, but let's keep taking damage here and see what happens. Alright, same instruction. Alright, got the same one. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is stop this and go show disassembler. And here with this instruction, if we tried to change something here, it wouldn't work. Well, it would work, but whatever we do here is also going to apply to the enemies because it's a shared instruction. So if you right click on that and go find out what addresses this instruction accesses, we are going to watch that for a second here. And let him shoot me. Alright, and that 8-7 there is my health. I'm going to shoot him in the foot. And he has 0 health, so let's try a different enemy. Alright, these two dudes just came out, so I'm going to shoot him. Alright, there we go. So, this is our health. That's that enemy's health. Alright, so now what we want to do is compare here and see how we can differentiate ourselves from the enemy here. Let's go ahead and shoot the other enemy as well. Alright, so we've got these two enemies, and then we have our health. So let's show register states. That's ours. Then this is the enemy number 1. This is the enemy number 2. Alright, now what we want to do is look in the registers here and try to find a value that differentiates us from the enemy. Alright, and there are a bunch, like here in RCX, there's this value, and they're different for all three of us. If you're not very experienced, you'll just have to play around and start testing a bunch of different values, but one that we can settle on here, this is an even more interesting one, is what's in R11. So here, this value is the same for the two enemies, but it's different for us. So presumably, we can use this to differentiate ourselves from the enemies, these two being the enemy. Alright, so I'm going to do that. I will click stop here, close that, close that. I'll keep this up right about there, and then here I will go Tools, Auto Assemble, Template, AOB Injection, and I clicked OK there, and I'm just going to call this inf health. Alright, and once this pops up, I'll just delete that part, and now what we will do is go ahead and we'll go. And again, if you don't understand what this means, I have a bunch of cheat engine tutorials, so you can go check those out. I'll link those in the description below as well. So first I'm going to push F, push the flags register to the stack to preserve that, and then I am going to compare what's in R11D to 8CDFE8. Yep, that's what we have down here in R11. Alright, so now what we will do after that is jump if not equal to code. Alright, so if it's not the player, then jump to code and do what you would normally do. Alright, if it is equal, then what we will do is run this, except we'll put what's in XMM3. Alright, and so what we can do is, since we know this is the player the player health address that we're looking at registers here, this F, we can look at the FPU window here and look in other XMM registers, and here we see this value in XMM3 and XMM5 we see this, so we have a couple of what looks like our max health in nearby addresses. And then what we could do is, go through the disassembler and read through the code and try to understand what XMM3 is. Is it max health that's comparing against current health? All that stuff. So anyway, XMM3, that's why I chose that, is because it looks like it's max health there. So if we close that, alright, and we close this, now just a heads up, we're not done yet. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let's close that. We'll close this one. And then, so push F. Alright, actually, after that I'm going to go pop F because I want to restore the flags. And then I'll pop F there for code. So push F, compare this. If it's not equal, go to code. Otherwise, pop F, move max health, presumably max health, into our current health, and then jump to return. Right? Otherwise, it's going to jump to code and then do what it would normally do. So now we will go File, Assign to Current Cheat Table, and here we'll call this Infinite Health. I'm going to untoggle that. I'm going to toggle this. Alright, and let's see what happens whenever we go back in the game here. Alright, let's get shot by this guy. Alright, everything looks good right now. Alright. Looking good. Okay, you see how we just took damage there? So it looks like there are different types of damage that get dealt. And so now what we want to do is, while this is enabled, we want to let's see, in the disassembler, we'll go there, alright, and we'll just see right here, we'll find out what addresses this instruction accesses, because we want to see what's in R11 again at the time that we actually take damage again, okay? So, boom, there was one, and now we're down to 83. So if we go show register states, we see R11 here has 8CE1A8. Alright, so if we, let's see, 8CE1A8, turn that off, 8CE1A8, right? 8CE1A8. Okay. So I just wanted to make a note of it there. Alright, so now what we want to do is modify the script just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to create a new label called cheat. Alright, so push F, compare. Instead of jumping if not equal, we're going to jump if equal to cheat. And we're going to put cheat here. Actually, we'll make this cheat. That code right there. jump if equal to cheat. Otherwise, we want to compare what's in R11D to this value. Okay, so now we're looking to see if it's this other type of damage that we're taking. Okay, if it's not equal, then we're going to jump to code. Okay, otherwise, if it is equal, execution will flow from here naturally into cheat. So now we've got these two things that we're provisioning for, right? So now if I say OK, well, let's go back into the, yep, it's not enabled. Now if I say OK, and I enable this, I'm going to close that, close this, and then I'm actually going to, once again, right-click on this and go find out what address this instruction accesses. Go back. Okay, taking damage. Shooting the enemy, everything's all good there. He's toast. Alright, let's see what else happens here. Still looking good. Alright, so whenever I was playing around earlier, there was one more type of damage that I was taking. So there was a third one of these that we were going to have to do. So wanted to see if one of these guys, maybe this guy will do it. Nope. Just a manual hit there. Alright, so far that cheat is working just fine for us. So the cheat that I am going to have in the description will cover that third one that I had found. But, so, you know, if you're more into this type of thing, now, you know, I'll hand it over to you to go ahead and find this third thing and see how you would plug it into this equation. You could, of course, cheat and look at the script that I've included in the description. But otherwise, you know, fun little thing for you to keep digging into there. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'll be putting out a few more of these types of videos over the next week or so. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Share it with others if you think they would enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you all in the next video. Take care.